Hi guys, in this video we're going to make some Mrs Claus cupcake toppers, and I've just got some red fondant. I've bought it ready dyed to save me dyeing my hands red. We're just going to give this a little bit of a knead and we're going to roll it out. I've just got corn flour on my work surface to stop it sticking. You can use icing sugar as well if you prefer. I just find the corn flour dries my fondant out a little bit less. I'm going to use a round cookie cutter that's just a little bit bigger than my foam ball that I've got, and I'll put links in the description box below my video to where I've got these from. Just put a little bit of corn flour on there, and I'm going to push a little circular disc of fondant onto here. Just do it gently, trying to press it quite evenly all the way around. And I'm going to do this with a few more. Obviously you can do as many as the number of cupcakes you want to decorate. I'm just going to do 3. Now I've let them dry just for a couple of hours just so that they stiffen up a little bit, and I've taken them off the foam balls. So I've just got white fondant and I'm going to roll that nice and thin, and we're going to cut out some little aprons for our Mrs Claus. So they're all slightly different sizes and shapes, but I'm not too worried about that. If they don't stick on their own, just use a little bit of water or edible glue. And what we're going to do is roll a long sausage or snake shaped piece. If you're struggling to do it with your hands, just use a smoother to give it a little bit of a roll. And I'm just going to flatten it a little bit now with the rolling pin. It's just water now that I'm adding on the inside of this. I'm going to wrap it around the bottom of our little dome shape, which is Mrs Claus's dress. Just give it a little push together at the back, and then we're going to just put some indents all the way around. I'm just using the point of my knife because this was easier than finding a little modelling tool. But if you've got a tool that you want to create different marks in the white with, then that's fine, you can swap and use that. So I've done that all the way around, and then I'm just jabbing sort of the back of the knife in along that bottom edge just to texture it a little bit more, like that. Obviously you're going to do that on as many cupcake toppers as you've got. And I'm just rolling a little piece of red. Now it's naturally ended up a bit thinner at one end than the other, which is good because we're going to use that as the wrist and the fatter end as the shoulder. So I've just got 2 of these quite short for the arms, and I'm adding a little bit of water to push those in place. So they're quite near the centre at the top. Now this is a skin tone in with some fondant that I've mixed here. Again, I'll put links to everything that I've used in the description box below. So it's just 2 little round balls of the skin colour, and I've just pushed the knife in there so it looks like she's got a thumb. So she's got little mitten hands, and we're going to roll an oval of the same colour now for her face. And I've already put water on and I've pushed that in place, and I've just got this tool here that automatically makes a smiley face for me, and we're just going to push that in. And I'm also going to do it for the eyes, so she's going to have closed eyes. And I've just got a strawberry edible dust here. So it's strawberry colour, not strawberry flavour. Just use a dry brush to put that on the cheeks. And I've mixed a little bit of light grey for the hair, and I'm just creating a very rough disc kind of shape that I've squished flat with my fingers, and I'm going to pull that around the back of the head. So just be gentle, you don't want to squash anything that we've done. Now she wants a little fringe, so I've created a bit of a teardrop shape and I've squished that flat between my hands, and we're just going to push that in place across the front of her hairline. I'm going to do the same but with a much smaller teardrop for the other side, and I'm just using the back of my knife to put some little hairlines in, and I'll do them from the front of her hairline back towards where her bun's going to go. So the bun, I've just rolled a long thin piece, and we're going to coil it up and we're going to push that onto the back of her head. If it doesn't stick, just use a little bit of water. If you want her to have some lips, we're going to take a little circle of red, push that over her mouth, and then we're just going to run that modelling tool in the same dint that we added before, and then we'll just give her a little cupid's bow by just pushing in slightly at the top with the knife. Now she needs some eyelashes. I'm going to paint these on using black food colouring. If you prefer, you can roll thin pieces of black fondant instead. And I'm just trying to push this just into that indent that we put in earlier with the modelling tool. A few little eyelashes coming out from the bottom, and let's decorate her hair now with some holly. It's only small, so they're quite basic leaf shapes that we've created. Again, we've rolled a small teardrop, flattened it a little bit, and then I've put a line across the middle using the back of my knife. Make one a little bit smaller than the other, and then we just want a couple of little red berries, so just some plain little round red balls at the bottom stuck in place there. So she's almost done. I'm going to give her a bow now. So I've rolled some white nice and thin, and we're going to cut some long thin triangles for the sort of tail bits of the bow. Stick these in place. They're just coming from like the top of her apron. And now for the bow itself, we're just going to create some chubby little triangle shapes. keeping it quite simple. Create another triangle for the other side. We'll push that in place. Just going to use the paintbrush handle to sort of push a little dint into each side of my bow, like that. And we'll just keep it to a simple little ball of white in the centre, like that. And you're just going to repeat the same with all your different toppers. You can change them, so each one's slightly different. So some of them have put their eyes sort of with the curve upwards rather than downwards, and I've changed the hairstyle slightly. And I'm just adding them to my cupcakes, just using a swirl of buttercream to attach them in place. If they still feel a bit soft, just give them a little bit longer. You can make these in advance as well, so you can make these a day or two before you actually make your cupcakes, and they're nice and firm when you need to put them on. Push them on like that. And I think these look really nice for Christmas. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video and would like to see more, please click on the images of the other videos suggested. Also, please do subscribe to my channel using the button at the bottom right hand corner of the screen. You can also visit my cake website and my Facebook page to see more cakes and ideas.